What's going on, everyone? I'm John from 16 Views. I'm back with another episode of 3 Minute Thursday, and today we're going to be talking about hidden features in the iPhone camera app. But before we get into that, let's roll the intro. Okay, so since it is 3 Minute Thursday, let's get right into it. The first hidden feature is the exposure compensation tool, and this basically allows you to adjust and then lock the exposure of your image, and this is just easier than clicking the little focus box and then sliding up and down to adjust your exposure, because with the focus meter it locks that compensation value that you're inputting rather than resetting every time you click a new focus point. The next one I thought a lot of people knew, but I was talking to some of my friends and they didn't know this feature, so I thought I'd put it in the video because why not? And that is the dial zoom feature on iPhones. Instead of doing the classic pinch in and pinch out to adjust your zoom, you can actually adjust your zoom by swiping right or left on the different zoom lens options in the bottom of your screen and adjust your zoom that way. The next one is if you go into your camera app and go into the photo setting mode, if you drag the shutter button to the right, it'll actually start recording a video. And I think this is an awesome feature because it's just a streamlined process to start a video. You can also hold down the shutter button and that will start a video, but I believe this is only on newer phones because holding down the shutter button on older phones would start burst mode. And this leads me into the next topic. If you hold down the shutter button in photo mode and scroll to the left, that will start burst mode. And burst mode is awesome if you're trying to take pictures of sports or like high-speed photography. Next is another feature that I thought more people knew about, but I guess not, and that is the ability to adjust the blur in portrait mode while taking your picture as well as after you've taken the picture. And to adjust the blur while you're taking the picture, you just click the little F in the top right hand corner while in portrait mode and can adjust it that way. And to adjust the blur after the fact, after you've taken the photo, you just go into edit and then can adjust the f-stop or the blur that way after you've taken the photo. The very last hidden feature is the stuff you can do with live photos, and that is the loop, bounce, and long exposure. And I think most people know these are a feature, but they don't know the useful situations these can come in. And mostly it's for the long exposure setting. The biggest use case is definitely the ability to do light trails modes. Make sure that you have enabled live photos, then put your phone on a tripod so it's steady, and then just take a picture with a car going by or someone waving around a flashlight. Once you get that live photo, just go into the options for the live photo and click long exposure, and it'll give you some great light trails. Another thing you can do with long exposure is if you've ever seen those images of water, but the water looks very like smoky and silky, you can also do that with long exposure, and it's the exact same thing. You just turn on long exposure, put your phone on a tripod, and then take a picture of some running water, and with the long exposure, it'll make the water look very like silky and smoky and give it a very cool effect that you've probably seen before. I hope that there was at least one feature in this video that you didn't know about. You know, learn one new thing every day. If you did enjoy the video, it would be so awesome if you did subscribe and like this video. This is John from 16 Views. See ya.